Microsoft 365 has a slew of free task management applications, for example, Teams, Loop, OneNote, Outlook, To-Do, and Planner. And these do all overlap in many, many ways, but we're going to look at what is the best ones and what are they for. So in my opinion, each person has about 100 plus tasks that they need to accomplish at any one time. So whichever application we use need to account for that. And the criteria that I think is the most important is being able to do stuff with the least amount of clicks, efficiency of views, so that you can get as much as you need from a small amount of view, which is generally showing a subset of these 100 plus tasks, because you don't want to see them all at any one time. Unfortunately, most of the task management applications are not very good at this. There is secondary comparison criteria, for example, the flexibility, whether it has a mobile app, being able to do things like subtasks and recurring tasks, and how they categorize things. My name is David Benaim, and I have a YouTube channel which has weekly videos on PowerPoint, Zoom, Teams, Excel, Google Sheets, Power BI, and loads of other apps like these ones I'm covering here. So I tend to do a new video every week, so subscribe if you like this kind of content. So let's get started by looking at each app. So here I am in Teams, and we're first going to look at Loop. So Loop is this new kind of concept for collaborative working that you can add a component, and this component can be edited by anyone who has access to it from lots and lots of different entry points. Teams is the first one that is launched, but it's also available through a website. It's also available through Outlook very, very soon. So once you say that you want to add one task list, so you have 3 columns, you can edit the task name, assign to, and the due date. Due date is a date picker. Assigned to this, you can just kind of type in the name of people inside your organization only for the moment it works, and the task name, as you can expect, does what it does. Add title as well. So I'm going to discard this one, and let's look at the one we already have. So right now here I can do what I want and click on these dates, select things. This means that you mark is done, or you can reprioritize it, or I can see it online as well by clicking this link here. So here I am online, and I can see that I can edit title, and I'm going to mark this there. I'm going to reprioritize this up here, and then back to Teams, and you can see that it has taken those differences. So that's pretty cool. It's good for short-term tasks that you want to manage with different people over a short-term basis. I really like it for that. Next up, we have OneNote, and there are tons of reasons why I love this application. I have a whole video talking through that, but we're going to look at tasks. So tasks within OneNote have 2 separate levels. So the first level is you just kind of type in tasks here, and then you can select them, and then you can click the to-do tag or use the shortcut, and then you can just tick them off as you go along. I love these for as-you-go tasks, which is, for example, when you're doing a project that lasts a couple of hours, like making this video, I like to have some tasks that I want to tick through, but I don't want these to feature in any long-term task list, just like this. However, if you do want these to go into a proper task list, you can click on Outlook tasks and you can choose one of these things. Now, these say Outlook tasks, but it also syncs to the to-do application, and then to tasks and Teams as well via that virtue. So these are good for that. The other thing that I love about OneNote is the ability to go to the View tab and choose Dock to Desktop. This is really, really fantastic. It means that you get this kind of view, and you can always see them on the sidebar, and you can readjust the size if you want to. Notice that it does go between applications. If you want to, this sidebar will always be there, and then you can tick them off as you go along. So I really, really like the application for that. So this is Microsoft To Do. You can get to it via the app launcher and then going to To Do, or it's also now available via Outlook. So you want to add a task, you can type one in here, and then you can add more details here. So you can add sub-tasks like that. And then you have this concept that is called Add to My Day, which other task applications actually don't have. So I'm going to click that and see where it goes. Reminder, due dates, if it's repeated, category, file, and then notes. So category, you can choose between one of these, and then it will go under there. You can even put these into folders as well and have multiple categories. So in My Day, you can see a list of the ones that you tick, and you can do that to get to important. So starring is putting it under the important list. Then you have planned, and this is organizing it by date. And then you have assigned to me, and then flagged emails, and then tasks, which is the ones that are not flagged emails, essentially. Now, there's a bunch of things I don't like about this. Firstly, the concept of my day, I really disagree with. I mean, the concept that you have to every morning just create your new task list is silly. Like, you should have it pre-suggest based on tasks that are still in your list. But a very small subset of them, not the 100 plus that you have. However, there isn't that view here. Here you just have your entire task list here that you can scroll up and down to see them. And it is organized by date, but honestly, the majority of tasks, at least the ones in my life, do not have an actual due date. So I don't want to see this like this either. I'd like to see it grouped by category. I'd like to see it take up only a portion of my screen as well. Flagged emails, I don't like that it's in a separate list. Those are just as important as other tasks. I just want to see them all in one place. You are starting to get suggestions for things to add, but honestly, I just like carried over the list from yesterday. That to me is the most efficient. Now you can multi-select and then right click and then do all of these things, which is great. But the thing that I want to be able to do is multi-select and then make them disappear off the list until they come back. And disappearing off the list, filtering tasks is something that not many task management applications actually do, but I absolutely love. We're going to see that when we look at Outlook tasks, which is my go-to method. Now, other things that you can do is for a list that you created, you can share it with other people and then other people can see the same list. Also in the mobile app, which comes with this app, you can remove it from the group, duplicate it, things that you can't do in tasks and teams, interestingly. If you have, for example, a task like this, you can in the notes give it hashtag references and these become searchable. Outlook tasks for me is still the best one. Not with the default mode, but with the way that I set it up, I think it's the most flexible. Here's this kind of stuff you can do with it. You can multi-select, you can drag across categories, and you see this by category, not by due date, because I'll reiterate it, most of your tasks don't actually have a deadline, so due date is silly. You can also go here and you can press next week. And then, I love this, these tasks will disappear until next Monday. You can have tomorrow as well, and they will disappear until then. So you can very, very quickly whittle down your task list to only actually what you need to see. Now, this does sync, for example, if you did that thing in OneNote that makes them Outlook tasks, they will pop up here. And to do tasks do pop up here as well. But you can also flag this as an email, and then it will show up here. And then you can actually rename it to whatever you want. And you know that it's an email because it doesn't have a symbol. This means it has a task symbol. So you can reprioritize them that way. You can also do it with a shortcut. One of the things that's not here is my must finish today list. And you can get it showing up that way by using the shortcut. And then this is the full task menu, which has, you can see your completed list. You can see lots of views. You can do other things. If you want to edit the task, here's a link to the OneNote file. So this is one that I added from OneNote. And then you can set recurrence. You can assign this to people, but I don't find it's the best. Prioritization, categorization. You can't do subtext tasks here, but what I tend to do, and I've done this for years, is that I do extra, for example, and then here I will say, number one, get new phone, number two, assign it. And I kid you not, this is literally the 4-letter thing that I've done. Extra, it's clearly in capital letters, and it means that I need to double click it to get to what those extra tasks are. So this is Microsoft Planner. You can get to it by clicking on here and then choosing Planner. You can also access it in Teams, as we'll see in a little bit. So with Planner, you essentially have different buckets that you can move things between. So for example, I can drag this in between there. You have your completed tasks underneath, but generally you only see the ones that are appearing here. It's a lot like Trello if you've ever used that. So it's the ability to, add a task and then you can immediately set due date and assign it. It's for working with people. So that's why assigning is a big deal here. As opposed to do, that's a personal task list. So you can add labels. Here you can kind of create your own by clicking on the pencil icon and giving it a name. And you can choose which bucket it's in, progress, all of these fields. You can have subtasks like this as well. Add attachments and comments. There's a lot of dialogue that goes on because you are working with other people. And then here you can also copy it or move it between things, or even copy a link, which is quite nice. And then you can choose the viewing options. So what is good for this is the viewing options. So you can change it to charts view or schedule view, and then you get status by bucket by priority, and then who is assigned to it. I don't have many people assigned to mine in this one, but if you assign it to people, they will get an email notification. Schedule view, we'll put it in a calendar. We don't have any appearing right now, but if we would, then it would show it to us in a calendar. Then you can see how to group it. So you can group it by assigned to, you can group it by progress, etc., etc. You can always drag and drop things between items if you want to. That might help you to categorize it a little bit better. Then you can, within the thing, you have options here to copy it, or you can see this. This is generally to do with Microsoft 365 stuff that's outside of it. But you can pin it or unpin it, copy it, export it to Excel or Outlook, and then edit some settings. For example, get this background, give it a description, etc. So the hub, this will be how all of your plans are looking. So I'm going to go to new plan, and we're going to add this to an existing Microsoft 365 group. You shouldn't create a new group. In fact, if you don't choose to add it, it actually creates a new SharePoint group with a new Teams team and a calendar and a whole load of stuff. So try and avoid doing that. Always add it to a group unless you know what you're doing. So I'm going to give this a plan name. So I can click on there and I can change the styles like that if I want to. Here is stuff about the group and notifications, because you do get notified if someone changes something. So here we go. We can add new buckets, and then as well here. And then I'm going to add a task, and let's do certain things to tasks and see where it goes. Ooh, wow. And I'm going to set a due date of tomorrow and assign it to myself. So here I'm going to say priority is important, like that. Not urgent, but important. So now let's see where it goes. Specifically, let's see where it goes in Teams. So here I am in Teams, and you have this app called Tasks by Planner and To Do. You won't see this by default, but you can get to it by clicking on Apps and then searching for it. So here in Apps, you can click on it there, and then it'll pop up here, and then you can right-click and you can pin it or unpin it to go. Back to this, we can see Ooh Wow comes out in the Assigned to Me tab. It'll also come out in the Planned tab, and it'll also come out in Important. So these three lists are actually a combination of things that come from Planner and come from To Do. They also exist in the web version of To Do. Even though they are under To Do, so to speak, this is only To Do, and these lists are only To Do as well. Notably missing from this list are the flagged email list, which I think is super duper important. I wish it was integrated, but it's not. And also the My Day list. And all of this stuff is Planner. The plan that I added isn't here. And in fact, it's not possible to add it here. Even if you click New Plan, it is only to create a brand new one. It's not to do something different. But whereas Planner is very, very poor for multi-selecting, you cannot multi-select in Planner or even with this view. You do have the ability to see Planner in a list view only if you access it via Teams. Isn't that interesting? And if it's accessible via Teams, you can multi-select and you get these options up here, or you can right-click and choose some options there. None of the options that I love in Outlook, which is to delay something so it comes off your list. But it is good that you can multi-select, which you can't do in Planner online, which is a shame. That was one of the reasons I don't love Planner online, because you can't multi-select and do things fast. All right, so why can't we see the one that we've just added here, and where can we get it? So the way that you have to get it is quite counterintuitive. You have to go into Teams, into a channel within the team that you're in, and you need to go to plus and add the app. So Task by Planner and To Do. So you add it here as a page, using an existing one, and then we're going to choose just a new plan, and then press save. So once it's in here, you can do all the same things that I showed you in the app. And interestingly, if I go back to Task by Planner and To Do, then it's over here. So you have to add it in the Teams channel, and then it will appear in Task by Planner and To Do, which in my opinion is quite counterintuitive. But if you assign the task to yourself, then they will appear here. You can't from here do the plan level actions like, export to Excel or Outlook or change the theme or things like that. You can only do that in the online version. Similarly, you can't do stuff for these lists. You can just kind of rename it or delete it, but you can't, for example, assign it or do list-wide stuff that you can do in To-Do. Finally, if you want to, you can, within Teams or chat, you can click on the 3 dots for a message and turn that into a task, and that will go into your To-Do. You go to categorize. You can also get there by the right click. All categories. You can create a new category, choose a color, and choose a shortcut key. Note that the names of my categories have the shortcut that I use with Control so that I remember to do that, which I think is quite nice. I do use the categories a little bit for meetings. You can use them for emails, but the most of the time I just use it for these tasks. I think it's fantastic to group them together. Even if the grouping doesn't mean that much, I just like that it separates them out, and it does give me the ability to do that. Firstly, if you want it to appear on the sidebar, you need to go to the View tab and then the To-Do bar. By default, it's off, but you can click Tasks to get there. So you can click on here, and I'm going to go to View Settings and Reset Current View. Yes. Okay. This is how it typically appears. And I personally don't like this list because, as I said, it's prioritized by date. No one cares about that. And if you can multi-select and click next week, but that doesn't get you anywhere. It just pushes them to another place on the list. You want to be able to multi-select, click next week, and then they disappear from your life until they need to reappear again. So here is what we're going to do. We're going to click on this and then View Settings. And then we're going to choose the filter. This is the main thing. We go to Advanced. So we've already got date completed does not exist and flag completed date does not exist. Essentially, this means that once you mark it completed, it disappears off your list, which is how most task management applications work. But we want to make it also filter out things that start after today. And that way, when we click one of these buttons, the task is going to disappear. So I'm going to say start date is on or before, and then today. Add to list. That means that if the start date is after today, it's not going to be showing. And the other one that we want is start date does not exist. And that is because we do want to keep the ones with no date, because that is something that happens a lot. Now, start date and due date, usually I don't really use start date, but essentially it does the same thing unless you set a due date. So we do that, and then we press OK. And now we've whittled it down to what I had before. There are a few other things that I want to reprioritize. So I'm going to go back to View Settings, and I'm going to choose Group By. And instead of automatically, I'm going to group them by categories. Those are the main ones. Press OK. The other ones that I do tend to do are I like to change the columns. So I don't like all of these columns, essentially. I just do task subject and the icon. So I just do task subject and icon. And then I go to other settings, and I like to change it. I don't like it as 8. I do 10. 8 is too small for me. Press OK. I also don't like that they go red when they're overdue, because due dates don't mean anything to me. So conditional formatting, I just untick overdue tasks. Press OK. Press OK again. And this is how I have it. So now you can move things, and as I said before, you can multi-select and click Mark Complete, or you can click Tomorrow, and they'll disappear until tomorrow. And I want to reiterate that in all my years of trying, I have not been able to find a task management application that allows you to multi-select and then get them to disappear on your list and then reappear another time in the future. So I absolutely love Outlook Task List for that. So in my opinion, I love Outlook the most. The biggest one is the one I love the most. I don't like to do, these are for personal tasks for the longer term. And then as you go tasks, OneNote is my second favorite one. I use that a lot, followed by Loop, and then followed by Planner. Because of some of the reasons I've said before. I haven't got tasks in Teams, but basically all these things feed into tasks in Teams. So if you like this video, then I have plenty more videos like this on Excel, PowerPoint, Google Sheets, Teams, Zoom, other Microsoft apps or other apps. If you're using tech of the workplace, I'm covering on my channel. So subscribe if you want weekly videos on this kind of stuff. Thanks for watching.